Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I got a very special guest here with me. I got the actual Jester sitting here in the back seat. What's going on, Graywolf?
Oh, not much. Just flying along, gonna do some Mavericks. Glad to be here.
Yeah, we're gonna shoot some Mavericks, and I thought that the perfect way to do this is we'll have you read the manual while I'm gonna do everything here in the cockpit.
Sure, yeah, manuals, you can bring it up right in the cockpit. It's really handy to use. Default key is the M key, and yeah, it brings it right up, and you can navigate through it.
Let's navigate to where the Maverick is in the manual. I'm gonna hit the 3 tabs over there, going to weapons and stores, air to ground, missiles, and I just need to select the Maverick.
Let's see, we gotta press the applicable station select buttons that the Mavericks are on.
Check.
Master armed on.
Check.
Select direct on the delivery mode knob.
Got it. Check.
TV position on the weapon select knob.
Check.
So then that starts the 3-minute gyro warm-up on the missiles. So it might be handy to start your stopwatch for 3 minutes there. But it looks like I think ours are already aligned. TV position on the scope display select switch.
Check.
The sight beneath the gun sight to AG mode, and then mils, a depression of 45 mils, and that kind of lines up with where the Maverick seeker head is looking. You can kind of get a rough estimate of where that is on your dive.
Air to ground check. Mils check.
And then start the TV feed from the Maverick. We pull the trigger, and that pops off the cover on the Mavericks and starts the video feed.
That's why we need to make sure that the gun is not selected.
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
To slew the Maverick is we hold the air-to-air refueling button. We hold that down, and then we can use the slew, and that slews it. And then when you release the button is when it attempts a lock.
Cool. Got it.
Oh, and then yeah, if you overfly the target or something, or if you get just all jumbled up, if you hit the trigger again, that recenters it.
Oh, okay. While we're flying toward the target, I wanted to ask you, how did you become the voice of Jester?
Well, it was a long time ago. Kind of got really involved with testing back in 2010-11 time frame. So I was an ED tester, and back then it was fairly new for audio files to get put into missions. And so we started to have missions with all sorts of voiceovers and whatnot, and testers or campaign makers and mission makers started requesting people asking for help for voiceovers on campaigns that were going to be a part of modules, voiceovers that were now going to be able to be a part of training missions, etc. So I kind of volunteered for a few of those voiceovers and voice acting in campaigns, and so started out doing that, and was in the UH-1 Huey UN campaign for one. Wow. and lent my voice to even the Hornet training missions and the nice. Saber training missions. And one thing kind of led to another. It was roughly around the MiG-21 release period that Heatblur, kind of split off, and after the MiG-21 release, and basically Cobra, having known of me and having done a lot of voices, took me aside and asked me if I wanted to be the voice of the backseater. And at that point, it wasn't called Jester yet. And this was even prior to the VIII release, but they kind of had it on their to-do list. They, really wanted to do a Tomcat. So had to keep it secret for quite a while. But yeah, that was a pretty big surprise, and had no idea what kind of undertaking it would be, but it was quite an amazing journey, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Nice. Got the targets in sight. Slowing the Maverick and capture.
Oh, nice. Yeah, got a lock there. The bracket's kind of closed around it.
Right. Rifle.
Sweet.
Hit the trigger again to select the next Maverick.
Yep.
Slow again to the target. Capture again.
Got a good lock there, it looks like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rifle. Now, let's go to the side so I'll be able to see if we got the target. And let's just wait for impact. Shack.
Oh, nice.
So people that bought the F4 or gonna buy the F4, what can they expect for the future of the F4?
Sure, yeah. The F4 is pretty well feature complete for the most part. There's going to be a lot of additions that keep coming. What's built into it, we're going to be having a lot of advancements to Jester, of course, Jester 2.0. He'll be getting smarter and have a lot more voiceovers as time goes on.
Nice.
But all the weapons are there and all the functionality is there in the F4E, but in the future, there'll be the DMOS version, which is the more updated F4E, so it has the Tizio on the left wing there above the pylon, which is kind of like the TCS on the Tomcat, so you can kind of visually ID targets that you lock up and whatnot. Has the pave tack, has better navigation and some updated avionics there, a little bit better targeting system. Be able to do a kind of a CCIP a little bit better with that.
Yeah.
I think the GBU-15, which is one of the later bombs to come, so.
Oh, that's cool. You kind of mentioned it before about Jester 2.0, so I guess I wanted to ask you, what is the future of Jester 2.0, and are you guys going to implement the new version of Jester to the F14?
Yeah, so with Jester 2.0, we have he's a little bit more involved in asking you things, right. And so he's going to be a little bit smarter in that regard. It's kind of almost like the RPG elements that we hinted to. Is he's going to ask you, how when you're starting up and taxiing, he's going to ask you certain things like how low you're going to be flying, and then he also has like if you're wanting to set up on a cap situation, he'll ask you, how long do you want to be on this cap station, because he'll cycle between the waypoints automatically on your kind of racetrack. So he's a little more involved, and we've done a lot of fine-tuning with him to be smarter and to expect certain situations a little bit better, and be more helpful in that regard. And the future, he's only going to get smarter in the future, right? So going to be adding a lot more voiceovers to come after release. It'll be more functionality, and yeah, we really want to backport him as much as we can to the F14, because we've done a lot of work with him under the hood, and a lot of that work really is under the hood. I mean, yeah, there's going to be some new voiceovers and whatnot, and that was a lot of the work that I did, etc. But really, a lot of the work is under the hood, making him scriptable, so the community will better be able to interact with him on a mission-making basis and a scripting basis. That a lot of work has gone into that overhaul with him. Yeah, so it's pretty exciting for the future of Jester.
Yeah, it's very cool. So that's my opinion, but I think others share it with me, that you guys really set the bar with the F4. The flight model, the textures, the way it behaves, the way it handles, it's just, you guys really set the bar. So I guess I wanted to ask you, will you take that same bar to other projects, and what does the future hold for Heatblur?
Yeah, after the F4 comes out, we're going to be bringing the F14 and VIII out of early access, and of course delivering on all our still open promises, like the early F14A. And but beyond that, of course, we'll start development on the F4E DMOS, and likely you're all expecting the Eurofighter and A6 will begin work on that, certainly.
Cool. Thank you very much for joining me on this one and help me shoot some Mavericks. And I really want to show everyone how easy it is and how user-friendly the F4. It's not that intimidating, and I really have a great time flying here with you. Thank you very much. Yeah,
it's great. It's great being here. Thanks for the invite. Always love firing off a few Mavericks. It's probably one of my favorite weapons with the F4. So,
awesome.
But I think I see us passing over my favorite bar. So I'm gonna get out of here, man. So I'll see you later.
Oh, come on. Now I know where Jester learned it from.